have two wishes when I start a watercolor piece. That I capture a place dear to my heart, and that I quickly paint an impression of it without dwelling so much on the details. Though the duckies are amazing. Today, I take you to my local park, a place that I adore and I always go to relax. Since I did not make a plein air and my photography skills are questionable, I've resorted to the internet for my dilemma. Luckily for me, there are plenty of talented photographers in my city. Thanks, Chip, for allowing me to use this photo. Please, guys, go give him some love. He has great content. Now, on to the painting before I break something. This is my watercolor basic setup. I'm gonna tell you about each component. This is just the way that I prefer to do it, and I'll explain my choices along the way. So I'll start with the watercolor pencil. This is a red watercolor pencil. It's water soluble. It's so nice. It gives out like I can actually show you in one of my paintings. I've chosen this I think you can see the red tint near the tree. It gives out this super cool effect, especially if you have black and white paintings, and I enjoy working with it. This is for the sketch phase, of course. After that, we have the brushes. I have two flat brushes. So they're a big one and a smaller flat brush. I don't usually use the circular one, so I do have one in case I have small details that I want to have more precision about, but usually I just go with a broader strokes so that it's less busy and more impressionistic. My sketchbook is a custom sketchbook. I just have regular watercolor paper. I think I'm just gonna write in the description the exact granularity and the weight of the paper, but I don't think it's anything special. Any sort of watercolor sketchbook works. My watercolor palette is White Nights 12-piece palette. For now, I'm just going to use the black watercolor, but I might do a tutorial and show you how I use the other colors as well in a colored piece. Now, in order to have a frame for the whole piece and a smooth border, it looks cleaner in the sketchbook, I have my paper glue. Now, paper band, I think it's called, English. I'll show you how I put it on the borders and make the composition nice with it. This is like the cutest water container that I found. I usually clip it onto my palette. It's super nice, especially if you do plein airs. I highly recommend you grab something like this. And last but not least, I think this is the most important part, is the white gouache. So I like to have a mix of opaque and translucent in my paintings, and mixing white gouache with watercolors can have the most amazing effect. Honestly, I absolutely love it, and I think that's why I got into watercolors. So yeah, definitely if you like the aesthetic, try it out. It improves your process so much. Okay, so this is my basic setup. I don't know, you can follow along and I'll show you how I think through things. My approach to this is to first make conscious decisions. I just look at the photo, I see that this whole scenery is in shadow mostly, so I'll have an underexposed look to my painting. What this means is that the areas in shadow will have a much broader value range than the ones in light. For this example, I think I'll just go with pure white for the highlights and, play around with the shadows. With this in mind, I can start to set up my paper band on the edge of my canvas/sketchbook, keeping the original photo's ratio in mind. Taking my watercolor pencil, I lightly sketch the scene. Now, don't be shy to measure and capture angles. Honestly, the only thing that it does, besides help you a lot while drawing, is give you flare points. So just try it out, you'll be amazing. From here on, I start the underpainting. I take a wet brush with my watercolor only and I lightly paint the scene. So you'll see me constantly absorbing water and pigment with a tissue. I really don't want any sort of strong marks in the beginning. I'm paying attention to where the horizon line is, which elements are in the foreground, and the places that will need to be left white. Now, I don't want to leave anything unpainted. I just want to make sure that the places that will remain white will be pure white gouache and nothing else, no watercolor mixed in. You'll see me darkening the area that is the focus of the painting to give more visual interest and draw the eyes to it. The last step to polish it up is to add texture to the areas where light meets dark. Now, this way you can clearly distinguish what sort of surface I'm painting, and in this medium where I'm trying to constantly simplify, this thing is what gives it flavor and variety. Just remember guys, have fun with the process, do it as long as it's relaxing you. Watercolor is definitely a go-to leisure experience of mine, and I encourage you to at least give it a try. Okay, so the final piece, let's see. This took about 30 minutes, I think. And yeah, this has been my process. Now, if you have any questions or you'd like to add anything, please don't hesitate to contact me either on my Instagram or in the comment section down below. I hope you guys are safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.